The supervisory meeting with your field supervisor is critically important to the successful completion of this class. Hello, this is Steve Googe, welcoming you to another session of Supervised Ministry. In today's class, we will talk about the elements of the supervisory meeting. Now, what should you expect to learn? Well, the importance of the supervisory meeting. Second, what to bring to your initial meeting. And third, 4 elements of a good supervisory meeting. As you learned in Supervised Ministry 301, supervised ministry requires students to enlist a field supervisor and a suitable placement to engage in ministry. The weekly meeting with the field supervisor is one of the most important ingredients. These one-on-one conferences are designed to discuss any issue that the student and the field supervisor agree upon. No doubt, the supervisory meeting will surface issues that require openness and trust. Pregnell, in Supervision of Theological Students, says this. He says that the supervisory conference is the time when you and your supervisor, and I quote, hold up to the light pieces of behavior, moments in ministry by the student, and gently but steadily turn the experience so that, like a jewel, every facet can be examined. Close quote. At your first meeting with your field supervisor, you should agree on your previously prepared learning covenant with objectives. Also, you should have 2 additional documents. First, Ministry Log Number 1. Second, your autobiography and call statement. The first 5 meetings will no doubt be devoted to discussing the ministry experiences you choose to discuss. The final meeting is set aside to evaluate your growth and development as a person and as a minister. Most meetings will have a process or an order that is followed. However, you are free to structure each session as you see fit. Here are some elements that typically are found in the supervisory meetings. Element number 1, reconnecting. This is normal and may include small talk about current events, the weather, or sporting events. From this, you move into the development of the agenda for the meeting. Element number 2, developing an agenda. Each week, you and your field supervisor must agree on a way forward, often called an agenda. Do you have a pressing issue that needs and deserves immediate attention? If so, this issue will take precedence over other items on a regular agenda. Your field supervisor might ask, what shall we discuss today? Or he may suggest a concern to be considered. Whatever the direction, the agenda should be agreed upon and should meet your needs. Element number 3, dealing with the agenda. Most of the time in your conference should be devoted to discussing issues related to your learning objectives previously agreed upon. You should bring samples of your ministry, including assignments such as ministry logs, verbatim reports, journal entries if you decide to use that kind of exercise or tool. These examples of your ministry provide an opportunity to examine your ministry and attempt to determine how you do ministry and why you do it that way. Your field supervisor is free to suggest new options to apply in the ministry situation under discussion. He may challenge you to reflect on why you minister in a certain way and challenge you to consider different options in the future. Remember that these supervisory meetings are focused on your development as a person and as a minister. The meeting is not to be modeled after a staff meeting in a local church where one would discuss tasks and their assignments. Element number 4 is the conclusion or closure of the meeting. Ending the meeting might result in documenting any unfinished business you want to revisit in the next conference. You could provide feedback to your supervisor as to the effectiveness of the meeting and how it can be structured to better meet your needs. Supervised ministry depends upon the interaction of the student and the field supervisor for a positive class outcome. Your openness to learning, your ability to relate effectively your ministry experiences, both in oral and written form, the relationship developed with your supervisor in these conferences, and the skills of your supervisor in providing supervision are all integral elements in a positive supervisory experience. Therefore, these meetings are vital to the success of your supervisory experience. Consequently, I encourage you to faithfully schedule your appointments and be prepared when you arrive at the designated time. This concludes this lesson on the supervisory meeting. God bless you, and remember, I am praying for you.